AMD's brand new GPU that they launched out of nowhere just got its first review. And it's terrible. I mean, the only thing this card accelerates is buyer's remorse.
I immediately regret this decision.
The GPU is AMD's new Radeon RX 9050, which is currently the cheapest and slowest card in the company's RDNA 4 lineup. And while nobody expected an entry-level GPU to break performance records, the first benchmarks show that it can't even keep up with NVIDIA's RTX 5050, a GPU that's already considered to be one of the worst values out there. The story originally comes from this Japanese outlet where they tested the 8GB version of the RX 9050 against the 8GB RTX 5050. Don't forget that AMD also released a 4GB version of this card, so think what I'm about to show you, but even worse. And speaking of products that desperately need more memory, I'm giving away this 32GB G-Skill Trident Z5 DDR5 6400 memory kit to celebrate the launch of my new newsletter, Meld Bytes. Unlike the RX 9050, this actually has enough memory to run modern software. Just sign up for free at meldbytes.com and you'll get weekly PC hardware news, industry insights, and more every Thursday. And while you have the option to financially support the newsletter, which I definitely appreciate, some of you have already done that, and I have to say, you rock. Regardless, it won't improve your odds of winning. There's only a few weeks left, so once again, head to meldbytes.com. Now back to the story. At 1080p, NVIDIA's card was between 10 and 30% faster than AMD's 9050. In Final Fantasy XIV, the RTX 5050 beat out the 9050 by roughly 23%. In Apex Legends, the difference increased to over 30%, while Rainbow Six Siege 10 showed the NVIDIA card winning by around 17% in medium and 9% in ultra. AMD also struggled in several synthetic tests, including Speedway, Port Royal, Steel Nomad, and Firestrike, although it did manage to get considerably closer to the RTX 5050 in time spike. But even then, NVIDIA's GPU won by over 10%. Now, all of that might be acceptable if the RX 9050 was extremely cheap. Unfortunately, AMD has confirmed that the card is priced at $279, while the 5050 model can currently be found for around $300. So for roughly $20 more, or just 7.5%, NVIDIA is offering somewhere around 20 to 30% more performance. Now, I will at least say that these are still fairly early results from one outlet, so we'll need more reviews before drawing a full final conclusion, but unless the 9050 receives a major price cut, it's difficult to understand who this card is actually for, because when your GPU makes even the 5050 look like a bargain, something has gone horribly wrong. AMD's next-gen RX 10000 GPUs are looking set to be a ground-up transformation for AMD's entire graphics line. If you remember, all the way back in late 2024, AMD's own Jack Hoon, who's the Senior VP and General Manager of their Computing and Graphics Business Group, and he announced that the company would unify their consumer and data center-focused GPU architectures. Remember, we currently have RDNA for gaming and CDNA for compute. But this would essentially bring these two architectures into one. As Jack Hoon mentioned, this helps with efficiency, just to have one large team working on the same architecture. Not only that, but during the interview, he actually confirmed that this new architecture would be called UDNA, and he talked about it being that going forward, though he doesn't outright confirm that we're talking the very next generation after RDNA 4. Well, according to a new leak from Moore's Law is Dead, which he claims comes from one of his longest running and most reliable AMD sources, RDNA 5 is based on UDNA. There are mostly just some tweaks added that likely come from Sony for the PS6. Not only that, but he sees no reference to RDNA 6 after RDNA 5, just UDNA. So he actually thinks that RDNA 5 is the last RDNA, but that RDNA 5 is more or less already based on UDNA. And Moore's Law is Dead also finds some proof that AMD is making their next-gen CDNA 5 more like their gaming cards, obviously helping to prove that both CDNA and RDNA 5 are becoming one architecture. Now, there could still be major differences between the gaming and data center versions, especially when it comes to things like ray tracing, graphics pipelines, memory, and AI hardware, but the direction is becoming incredibly clear. AMD isn't just preparing another Radeon generation with more compute units and slightly faster ray tracing. The company appears to be rebuilding its entire graphics roadmap around one common architecture, one that can scale from game consoles and Radeon graphics cards all the way up to massive AI accelerators. So AMD's next generation RX 10000 GPUs may not simply be the successor to the RX 9000 series, they could be our first real look at the ground up transformation of AMD's entire graphics business. Well, I tried to warn many of you, and hopefully you listened, because it's now happening in the US. Just a few days ago, I showed you new distributor pricing from MSI and Colorful in China, with RTX 50 GPUs jumping by as much as 20% compared with their previous prices. And at the time, I specifically mentioned that China's hardware market usually reacts to these changes first. In other words, those increases probably weren't going to stay in China forever. And now, we're already beginning to see the same thing happen in the US, because Best Buy has just raised the prices of several high-end RTX 50 series cards, to the point where an RTX 5080 is now more expensive than the MSRP on Nvidia's 5090. Starting things off, Asus's ROG Astral RTX 5080 OC originally sold at Best Buy for an already outrageous $1,900, but it just recently increased the price by another $200, bringing it to an unreal $2,100. Remember that the RTX 5080 Founders Edition officially starts at just $1,000, so this particular Asus model now costs over twice as much as the reference card. It even originally launched at $1,500, meaning its price has increased by $600 or 40% in roughly a year and a half. Don't worry though, because the RTX 5090 hasn't escaped either. Best Buy now lists the Asus ROG Astral RTX 5090 at an unbelievable $4,830.
What?
And the MSI 5090 Supreme Liquid SoC has also jumped to $4,600. So we're now looking at partner cards costing well over twice the RTX 5090's official $2,000 starting price. Now, this doesn't mean that every 5080 suddenly costs more than $2,000. So these increases appear to be targeting specific premium models rather than the entire RTX 50 lineup, at least for now. And I say for now because the distributor prices we saw in China were not isolated to one absurdly expensive flagship card. MSI raised prices across much of its lineup, including increases of around 80 to 20% on certain RTX 5070 Ti models. Reports linked those adjustments to rising GDDR6 and GDDR7 memory costs, with China once again reacting more quickly than other markets. And now, only days later, prices are beginning to move at one of the largest electronics retailers in the United States. That doesn't necessarily prove every GPU is about to jump by 20% tomorrow, but it does prove that the warning signs from China weren't something we could simply ignore, and it really could get worse.